The purpose of this video is to make sure that you know how to use the browser automation on this Amazon Matcher tool. And the browser automation actually scrapes the Amazon ASINs, or rather opens the Amazon ASINs in the browser and then scrapes the Amazon data and brings it into the Google Sheet. So I just want to make sure that you know how to do that. So first of all, let's say you're at this point where you have your products from your supplier. In this case, it was Kmart. And you have your Amazon ASINs. You've already pulled those up automatically using Find Amazon Products. At this point, you have to go to Automa. If you don't already have it, find a link in the description of this video. Make sure you download it. This is Automa on the Chrome extension bar here. So just click on it and use the home button and it will bring you right here to Automa. From here, you will click on this arrow and then import workflow, because what I'm doing is actually giving you a file to work with. So you go to downloads and you should have been given an actual file that you can open, which is Amazon Matcher 3.7 ASIN Data Scraper, or whatever it's called, and just open the file and that will bring it in, and then it should be the first one all the way on the left. Click on it and here it is, because I made this particular version specifically to work with the Amazon Matcher specifically. So once you have this automation in place, right, take a look at the spreadsheet. Notice that it has a certain name, supplier, and Amazon data. There's a certain range. The ASINs are in, which is column L, all of that. That stuff will already be in here, as you'll see in a moment. So now I'll execute the browser automation. And you see the domain is amazon.com. That way it knows to open your ASINs there. If you're using a different domain, you can change it. The input spreadsheet URL, however, you will have to put in the URL because everyone has a different copy, right? There's my original that I distributed, but once you make a copy, you have a different, everyone has a different URL, so you need to go up here, find your URL, and put it in to the automation. In fact, you can do that here on trigger, on the trigger block. You go to parameters and make sure you put it right here as your default. If you're going to always use the same spreadsheet, so you don't have to keep inputting it, just paste that in there. So you'll just have the spreadsheet URL in here already. And then for the spreadsheet ID, you need the spreadsheet ID in order for it to output. So in order for it to do the output, we need the spreadsheet ID. So we take this in the center and copy that. And that will go here as well for the spreadsheet ID. Now, the other thing, once you have that set up, everything else here, I've set it up according to the normal expected settings based on the template, the Google Sheet template. That part should be fine. However, this itself, you need to make sure that it's shared for editing, because otherwise it will not be able to write any data to the Google Sheet. So the Google Sheet has to be set on editor. Click done. That way it can actually output data onto the Google Sheet. So it's going to read the ASINs in the browser. It's going to actually open the Google Sheet with the URL, and then it's going to actually read your ASINs one by one. And as it reads them, it will open them in the browser, and then it will output straight to your sheet. Using Google Sheets API, it will output the data here. So let's see how that actually works. So now I'm going to go ahead, let me close that and rerun it. Sorry about that. Because it really, before you run anything, go to trigger, go to parameters, and then set the URL and the ID. Right? Now you run it. Again, the domain, the URL's there, everything is there. If you're starting on row 6, I have to point this out, because when you're first starting, you might be on row 6, but the next time around, you might be somewhere down here. So you may need to tell it which row to start on. In this case, it's row 6. Okay, in the future, it could be row 100, right, or something. So right now, it's start row of 6. That's normal. Just click on run, and you'll start to see it open in the browser. And as it runs in the browser, it should be opening up the Amazon ASINs individually. Okay, it opens the first ASIN. It's scraping it, basically, and then throwing that data back into the Google Sheet, which I'll know that it's done that once I see another product show up here. So I'll wait a moment for another product to show up, a different product. Okay, in fact, it's back. Okay, you can see right now it's open in the Google Sheet because it's reading the ASINs. But did you see the data, right? You might have seen that data on the first row. Okay, so that's the data that was just copied over from that first product. So it will continue to do that for the second product, the third, fourth, so on and so forth, for as long as it can run. And you can also stop it if you wish by going here and trying to click the stop button, but you have to kind of do it fast. Click on logs and then click stop, and it will just stop. Then go to the spreadsheet. You can see the first 2 rows of data have been filled in, right? It doesn't get all of this stuff, right? But you can see what it does get. It gets title, price, brand, ships from, sold by. If you want more data from Amazon, then you will have to use software that can go on the back end, like Keepa, and import the Keepa data. Okay, so that's another video I can do showing you how, just that part of how to use Keepa to get the data in here. But this is the free way, right? This is the free browser automation method. This is a totally free platform, Automa. This browser automation is totally, that's free, right? That's included with the Google Sheet. So you just go ahead and start using it right away. And if you want to restart, let's say you wanted to start on row 9, right? Just to make sure you know how, you will start this automation again and just change this to row 9, run it, and then it will pick up from row 9. It's very important you do that. Otherwise, you're going to have it starting all the way from row 6 all over again and doing the same thing it just did. So make sure so that you see it's going straight to row 9. Right now, it's reading that ASIN. Okay, and then it's opening that next row 9, which it will now fill in the data for. So that's it. That's really the process. I just want to make sure that you specifically know how to do that process, which is why I made a separate video for it, apart from the overall demos that I've done of this tool. So if you have any other comments, questions, suggestions, you can leave them on the video, or you can contact me either way. And there should be some other videos as well having to do with different parts of this tool, or full demos demonstrating the full usage of the tool, going from the supplier website, coming to the Google Sheet, putting in the data, and doing the whole process from start to finish. So just check the description of this video to see if I have any recommended links or anything like that. And that's about it. I'm Mr. Mark, and I look forward to either hearing from you or seeing you around in another video.